Let's start with something called as bhava. Bhava is a thought which comes as to become something or wanting to be this or wanting to be that. So normally people when they really think of and they will be talking, so they would always say that in this life I could do only this much. I think if there was another life I would do something. So these kind of talks when a person has within himself and then he or she expresses it outside as a verbal impression. From the verbal impression this person will try to make something happen. So we have two things which go together. One is the event that has to happen, and another one is that what we can do with that event, meaning it's like an opportunity cost. So we always have a free will of selection. So we select one, the other one goes away. So when the mind selects one, the related karmic essence will start, because that is always there, it's already there, embedded. So when we say that I am selecting this, or I'm thinking that, or I want to do this, I want to do that, it is basically what is coming out of the karma within his bucket. And this bucket is can be named as samskara, where he has or she has collected those different thoughts or thought process which can manifest as and when the right environment is provided by the consciousness. Till that time it will not manifest in any given way. Unless that karma ends, no new karma can take place, but then there are possibilities that that karma might end abruptly because another karma is very strong. So basically this play of action of bhava along with karma, which makes one select one and drop the other and again take another, so it causes something called as cause and effect, karana and karya. Or another way to explain is that hetu and phala. Hetu is the cause and the phala is the result. So generally what I call as myself is a combination of this hetu and phala. The current state of the mind, good state, bad state, good experience, bad experience, is all part of that hetu and phala. Now because of this longing for existence which always exists, a person will dream of taking a birth. That is, the chitta will start to dream of taking a birth, or rather, instead of a dream, we can call it as creates a reality using the consciousness. So, this consciousness, which is pure and bright, falls on the chitta. So, there are millions of chitta which we call as thought pattern, thought process, ideas, opinions, and all of these are the terms used to define that chitta. So, depending upon the karma which comes up on the surface in each and every chitta, there is a karma phala which immediately manifests within that time frame. It is very short, but it still manifests. So, the karma and the karma phala are attached to the chitta. The chit is the consciousness, and the chitta are something which also takes the consciousness and keeps on arising and passing away, arising and passing away, moment to moment, like a river. The water keeps on flowing So if a person were to dip in one bank of the river and he appears in the other bank of river, it's in his chitta because it is continuously flowing. And this flow is what we call as life. So it continuously keeps on flowing without a break. And this flow which circles itself is called as samsara. So if we see, the chitta keeps on repeating itself, and then we have the bloodstream repeating itself, the circulation, that is the bloodstream circulation circling itself, then the earth circling itself, the breathing circling itself, the world circling itself. And if we go to office and come back home, we are circling there, or within a room and go to another room, again come to this room. So within that also we keeps on circling. The morning happens, afternoon happens, evening happens, night happens, again we circle and we come into jagrata avastha, swapna avastha, and deep sleep, uh, but we don't get into the turiya, which is the fourth, where you can cut off the shushupti state. When this bhanga or dissolution happens, the consciousness is awake, the mind and senses, intellect, all of that is dissolved in that very consciousness. So this is what is called as maya. When everything what is dissolved is seemingly not dissolved in the waking state, but yet get dissolved in the deep sleep state, is what maya we can understand, or an illusion which is created by the same Brahman. So now when we come to Janma, the Janma has started because of the Chitta, which wants to establish many of the experiences what it had not encountered in the past, or thought that it should be doing that. And the karmic stuff ended, and because it ended, there was no way the food body can sustain. And since the food body cannot sustain, it has to then wait for another food body to come and take over. So this is what is the concept of bhava and jati, or bhava and janma. So a person keeps on thinking consistently from the time of his birth till whenever he or she dies, on what he or she accomplished in this life and what he or she did not accomplish in this life, and what they want to accomplish in future. So just to cite an example, I was listening to one of my friend's teacher. She teaches Veena, and he is also a Vidwan in the Carnatic music, and they play the Dorairaj Iyengar kind of Veena. I think Bhatt would be knowing that. So they play very well. In one of the interview, she was saying that she has done all of these Veena and all that, and she struggled a lot in this life, but she's still a student and she wants to learn more about Veena. So even if I have a many lives, I want to be a Veena teacher, Veena maestro, or Vidwan, or Vidushi, or whatever name that is designated as in this world. So this is how the mind captures the consciousness. Now, let us say she keeps on thinking about it all the time, that this much only I can learn because of her dwindling age. She is now in her 60s. Maybe until 70 or 75 she can play, and then she can't play. Then what happens? Or even now she can't play after a few years. So then the mind will start to feel that, oh, I could not achieve what I wanted to achieve in this life. One life is insufficient for me. I need to be born again to do this Veena. Now, at that moment, that mind doesn't think such a waste of time in coming into this samsara just to play Veena for somebody. It doesn't think. It thinks that I am Veena and this is something I need to do and I need to be doing it all the time, and it should be this way or that way. And she will always think about what did not work so that she can get another life. That creates this agami karma, because in this sanchita she is creating that aspect of what did not work. So instead of getting satisfied, santosha, she is creating asantosha. So the yama and the niyama are not followed in the person. So even though she has got so much and she has got so many awards, but still the mind says that no, this is insufficient. You should aim higher. So at no point in time this person will ever get to know what is reality in terms of existence. So now there is always this existence which is there, and now this lady wants to exist as an individual. She doesn't want to merge with that supreme consciousness. She wants to establish her own separate identity. The chittas want to exist as separation. Now, that determination or that will in the chitta that I want to do this way is called as sankalpa. So, to create a becoming bhava, we create something called as bhava tarana. This even Shankaracharya uses most of the time in the Bhajagovindam or Dwadasha Manjari Stotra, the last 31st one talks about this thing called as Bhavatarana. Bhava is to become, and Tarana is circling. So you keep on circling to become something. Today I become this, tomorrow I want to become that, and day after tomorrow I want to become something else. And each is a Janma. So the person doesn't feel it is right time to end. He feels no, it's not a good time, so I need to continue. I need the fuel, and the fuel is the food from the plant. So we take the body based upon the karma. So it can be a mosquito body or a bed bug body or a spider body or an elephant body or a human body, deva body, brahma body, whatever body we get, that is what we become. So now my idea is to become brahma, so I will meditate and meditate and meditate. At the time of death I will become brahma, but I will become. There's a becoming is there. So there is a jati there, because there is a sankalpa of becoming brahma, and there are karma associated what I have done, enough to make it. So having understood this cycle, the Siddha Purushas will then look at eliminating this. So from where should he start eliminating? So he will start eliminating from the bhava. If he cuts the bhava, then there is no jati. And this is what Buddha called it as dependent origination or paticca samutpada. So they all, Upanishad and all the things plus Buddha teaching will all merge into this. So if there is no becoming bhava, then there is no jati. If there is no jati, there is no jara, marana, shoka, parideva. All that is what he says. And that is true. If you are not becoming anything, there is no need to take anything else. Because I want to become something which I am not today, there is a need for this janma or jati. And the person does a prayatna. For release also they have to do prayatna. For bondage also you have to do prayatna. So for both you require the effort. One is a noble effort, that is towards release, and one is a not noble effort, which is bondage. Because when we are in bondage, the death is a certain reality. No matter how much we grow, how much we do, how much God grace we get, how much punya we have accumulated, but death is a reality. Nobody can solve this problem of birth and death. So when there is a bhava, there should be birth and death as its end result to become something in the end. So it can't go on forever. It has to end somewhere of that to become something else. So today I become human, I need to die before I become a deva. Then I have to die as a deva and to become Brahma. If I want to become, if by that punya loses, then again I am back in either human realm or animal realm or whatever realm of existence. But it is again existence, sat. And the chit is flowing into the chitta. And the ananda becomes conditioned. So what we should get is a Satchidananda Swarupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. If we were to look at that, it is unconditioned happiness. It is not dependent on a particular cause, a particular effect, and to get that cause and effect, a particular condition needs to be put in place. So basically we forget about what we want to be. That be is what creates this existence. I want to be. Today I am this, tomorrow I want to be. If that is my last karmic essence as this body, then it waits for a period to become that because I want to be. The I is there and wanting to be also exists. So now we are in duality. The somewhere I should exist. And this I can be in the body, I can be in the intellect, I can be in the mind, I can be in the senses, I can be in the sense object. But I can be I as ahankara, but there is no way I want to give up this I. And if there is I, there is mind. So then there is sankalpa. So it's very easy to put a karmic to that person. What if that I is dissolved? Now this is a brilliant thing to see. If the I is resolved or dissolved, there is no longer any I, then there is no death. If I is there, I has to die. If I itself is not there, what is there to die? It's only Sat. Just pure existence. No my existence. Then it is only Chit. Awareness. Just being aware. And there is always Ananda because there is no I left. In that case, the karma cannot operate. It requires something for the karma to operate. When nothing exists as an individual, how can a karma operate? So the Sanchita and the Agami karma does not get any footing to establish. It requires that person to get established. And when the person is dissolved, what is the point in establishing? So this person doesn't even exist. He goes out of existence. His body remains as of now, but he is dead long time ago. And this is called as Siddha Purusha, where he has no existence. So what is he doing is he's just passing time in the samsara, finishing off his karmic essence of prarabdha. And the earlier word which was used was called as Tathagata. Tata Agata, meaning one who has crossed over, no longer any existence. So, initially, we begin as Pamara, not knowing what it is. Then we start interest called Vishayi. Then we get into a state of Sadhaka. Then we get into Siddha Purusha. Once a Siddha Purusha, there is no death because he has already won the death. So there is no longer Sankalpa he is making in his mind to become this be I want to be. There is no longer. Because there are no upadana karaka. I mean to say that there is no holding on or depending upon or created upon to do something in this world. Oh, I did not get this good wife, so next life I should get a good wife. Okay, enjoy. So now again you have to be born and then again create that state. Might get, might not get, but there is a sankalpa. So when we do a sankalpa, it will manifest one time or the other. Like I was talking about my Himalayan thing about 2009 to 2019. So I wanted to be in the Himalayas. So got it. Now, how did it happen? It happened because of the right environment. So anything in our life that happens, whether good or bad happens, that good and bad is in the mind. But in nature, there is no good nor bad. It is just happening. Existence. There is nothing called as good existence and bad existence. It's existence. This existence is there as consciousness or awareness, chit. And in whichever state it is in always in ananda or bliss. It is not bothered about what diseases are going to come, what vyadhi or what suffering the person is going to undergo, or what happiness this person is going to undergo, and how much properties and how many land and how much of money, how much of power, position as a president of a country or a prime minister or this or that a person deals with. This bliss is not really concerned. It can stay as a plant, it can also stay as a Brahma. It by itself has no interest, but through which everything comes into operation. Because of the Maya. So there is Mula Prakriti, which we call it as Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva is this essence, or we can also call this as equilibrium, which can stay in a particular way, purity. Then the Rajas is all about movement, and due to movement, there is always restlessness. So that is Rajas, and because there is restlessness, there should be some activity. Then the third is called Tamas, which is dark in nature but provides complete stability to that being. So you require Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas to survive. Some people are predominantly tamasic, so they have wife and children and office and all that as real. Their existence as a person is real. So that becomes Dvaita. World is Satya, Jagat Satya, and Jagat and Brahman also is Satya. Because that tamasic person cannot see anything other than what he is seeing. So, what is pramana in five senses is the one what is he going to believe. So, his sankalpa is to have more of these all the time, providing an opportunity for the bhava and its own janma and karma. So, this process of doing is what is called as karma kanda. So, either a person is completely materialistic, not thinking that there is some God or something is being there, or he knows that there is something called as a God and he has to please that person, otherwise, there will be a lot of problems, and then he does all devotional work for the God, but he is in karma kanda. Why? Because he believes this existence is real as he could see. So, in that way, Madhvacharya's principle of this Taratamya is correct. Because you can't then make him Advaita. Not possible. Because there is this existence as husband and wife and this name and that name. And he has children or she has children, and then there is a home and there is a property they have made and bank balance, and all of this is true. And they're as true as it can get. So there is always tamas and rajas in their mind. So there's always movement and there is always heaviness. The darkness is there. So just like somebody going to the movie theater, and the movie can be only played in darkness, not in light. The person enjoys the movie and cries and laughs at the what is happening on the scene, on the screen, what he's seeing, not realizing that this whole drama is played in front of him, which is nothing but false. But he believes that it is true. And at the end of the movie, when they come out, they're still living their life in that movie theater. It will be a while before that goes away. This is exactly what we are doing in the something life called as waking state, where we are playing this movie and it is treated as real existence, because Sat exists, whether unreal or real, it doesn't matter. So this is happening because of the kind of sankalpa the person has made in his past life, prarabdha, to enjoy or suffer in the current life called as sanchita, and create more of those dependent upon whatever he wants to depend it to, and create a necessary condition to make him to enjoy or suffer in future called as agami karma. So a siddha will delete, no matter what he has done in this life, both the sanchita and the agami. That he can delete it out of his mind. So when it is deleted, mind is frozen. So what it means is he has reached yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So that is nir uddha. Uddha is to arise. Nir is not arising. So it is no longer going to arise. If it is not going to arise, then tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Now he is established in his true nature. What is his true nature? Brahman is his true nature. So then he has established. So he has no identity, no name, and no form. When it becomes formless, then there can't be any existence. Formless as in not in Brahma realm of existence. Formless as in no existence, as an individual. Not that Sat is gone, Sat remains, but not as an individual existence, away from the original. So, what I'm leading the life right now in this flesh body is an individual existence cut off from the original existence called as Brahman. Now, if I see the reason for doing it is because I had this to become or to be, and because of that condition meeting, the body of the previous existence had to die for this existence to come into life. So the womb was chosen at the right moment to get into this experience. So now you have to experience all that comes in the way. But basically, we can have 5 kinds of existence in this existence, one existence. As an infant, as a child, as a what I can say, as a boy and girl or whatever it is, then as a teenager, then you can have an adult life, middle-aged life, old age life. But that Sat doesn't have any one of this, but still the body is treated as decaying and dying, and the person is decaying and dying. So in this existence, we can have these existences because of the plants, what we eat. And they die, and your body also dies. Along with that, moment to moment, or within 4 hours, or whatever that fuel can come up. But I did this only for existence because that was the sankalpa what I made, that I want to establish, I want to exist. Just like Sadhguru wanted his existence to create that linga. So if I read his book, then he has 3 existences or many existences, out of which he says, I can name these 3 because they're related to what I wanted to do. Okay, now in this life, he has got opportunity to create what he thought he should be creating. Similarly with Shriyam, similarly with each person, they have become popular, and there might be some people who might not be popular, but everybody is doing the same. They want to establish something in this world of name and form. And hence we are all called as sadhaka, because we are still finding out how to eliminate the need of creation. Because if there is a creation, srishti, there is going to be sthiti for some time and laya. So Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara is going to be there as 3 states. Nobody can escape that. Nobody can just say that, okay, only Vishnu, let it remain. I don't want this Brahma and Maheshwara. Not possible. So what we are trying to understand is how life evolves. It evolves because creating this necessary condition called as bhava. Then we get a janma. And because there is a janma associated with the bhava, there is a prayatna to become that. And once it becomes, there will be gaps in that becoming. So the person again, the chittas which are there will want to exist again. So they create a necessary condition called as karma, which is prarabdha for the next life. And they create enough fuel for the sanchita so that agami karma can occur. And to do all of this, they do something called as sankalpa, determination. So this is a wrong sankalpa, but yet a sankalpa. So it doesn't matter. The consciousness doesn't say that, oh, you know what, you did a mistake. You shouldn't have done this. you're doing a wrong sankalpa. Maybe you should do a right sankalpa. Liberation should be your sankalpa. Yes, that is again consciousness doing it. If the person goes out of samsara, then it loses its personal existence. That's all. Nothing else is going to happen. If that doesn't happen, it will become something else. From this life to that life. That's all what it can truly exist. But it's still an existence. So this is what basically we do. Did I answer to your question, Bhatt?
Yes, it's very nicely answered. I think now there are some upa questions around this.
Yes, go ahead.
These are the small questions. See, for avyakta sankalpa, and then we are interested to make it a vyakta for interacting through our panchendriyas and enjoy that. Is it that for vyakta form, this is the only world Bhuloka is available, or is there so many similar some other worlds also? Now we are interacting with the panchendriyas here. Is there some other world for interacting and see that in the vyakta form, some other lokas?
Yes, there is. There are many lokas. This is just one of it, which can be perceived
but
as.
In that loka, can you see in the vyakta form, or everywhere it is avyakta only?
Everything is avyakta, but when the mind becomes it becomes vyakta. When that container is filled with those chitta, it becomes vyakta.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have, see that we don't know where is earth. We have not seen, actually. We have seen it only through these physical instruments, like a spacecraft or this and that. And they are also saying it is black matter, dark matter and all that. So when we sit in our place, the place where we are, desha, itself is the existence. And for that time, the remaining things are all imagined in the mind. It's very difficult to see, actually, that it is an imagination. The sunrise and sunset is an imagination, but we really go on top and see there is no sunrise and sunset. It's imagined to be, because from where I am sitting, I am seeing the sun moving, but I am not moving. So now I can call something as sunrise and something as sunset. But if I really observe the pulse, what I am having, it is also moving. And the body is also moving. Everything is moving. So now on what foundation are we saying that this is just the world we are living in? So it is not true. But for a conventional sake, yes, this is the world where we are staying because there is oxygen and life can lead in this way. But there are other existences also, which are in avyakta form and becomes vyakta based upon the karma of that person.
Okay, other question is the movements. You have explained everything is systematically moving, either earth movement or within our body, the electron, protons, everything is having a systematic way of movement, except our buddhi. Buddhi is markata. It will be keep on moving here, there, and without any proper access to that. So if the moment we bring this same buddhi into a proper movement in a proper way, that is called yoga, right?
Correct. That is yoga.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So our idea should be to bring everything in a systematic way of movements.
To be with nature.
Yeah. Now, one more question is karma. See, I have my karma, and now I am here. Now, but my interaction with a lot of people, they have their own karmas. Now, when two karmas meet, see, my prarabdha karma is my prarabdha karma. They have their prarabdha karma. And both prarabdha karmas will not go together. It will be different.
Correct.
Is it the conflict is happening because of different prarabdha karmas between two people?
Always. The joining and the removal is due to their own prarabdha karma. So the conflict with anyone within our family or outside family, friends, relatives, colleagues, etc., are due to our own karmas of the past, where we are supposed to deal with that person, for that being, for some time. Let me remove the word person, that being for some time, or even going deeper, we can say that chitta for some time, and then it dissolves. So there would be conflict, or there would be
So in that
separation.
case, can I say this only that Markata Buddhi, or you make it Sthita Buddhi or Sthita Prajna can address this issue also? Two different karmas conflicting, and then okay, you do some balancing, and with the Sthita Prajna only you can get into the moksha. Is it that Sthita Prajna and
Yes,
conflicting karmas?
correct. So, what this person as a sthita prajna will do is that he knows the reality, so he doesn't react to that. He doesn't create new karma.
No reaction is no new karma. Yes.
Right. So now what happens? Let us say, as an example, my wife, she abuses me as an example. In this life, she is not, but I'm just saying that, let us say as an example that she does. If he's a normal person, he will also react to that. Or let us say I am abusing her and she reacts. So this reaction is part of new karma. For a sthita prajna, he knows that this is a drama. There is no reality there. He will not react. He will just pause. He will keep on observing what is going to happen. Because after some time, people will forget about it, actually.
Yes.
So, no grudge or no love, no affection can be kept for long. It will go away. It will by itself fade away. So, he'll keep on observing this drama. And he will always feel that, oh, how did I sign up for such a drama? Anyway, I've signed up, let me watch whatever comes. So there is no reaction in the Sthita Prajna. So Krishna explains this Sthita Prajna of 9 different kinds. Maybe again we can go to that third chapter, or whichever chapter that Sthita Prajna he had explained, and we can really get the glimpse of that. Because he has explained that beautifully. He has explained what is the Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, and whatever Arjuna asks, he explains to him on what is Sthita Prajna. So you are right, but that if a person can understand the conflict is arising due to 2 prarabdha karmas, then there is no person at all, right? See, all this time we are trying to change the person. But now I realize there is no person at all. There is no being as a person, as a human being. It is just law of karma, that's all. So what is that I'm associated with then? Why am I fearing? There is no fear. I'll just do what I'm supposed to do in that context. Instead of subjective reality, I have now come to objective reality. I can see that everything is an object. There's nothing, no person there. If the person existed, he is existing only because of consciousness, not because that he is there. See, the problem now is we have two kinds of existence normally. We have I myself as an existence and the real existence. So now there's a conflict. Jagat Satya and Brahman Satya, both are Satya. But the space is meant only for Brahman, not for the other. So it keeps on dissolving. Would that answer?
Yeah. Correct. One more question is, we are keep on doing something with the ignorance. Even any actions what we do is with ignorance only. What we do now, that's my assumption. But jnanam is already there. We are in search of jnanam. It is already there inside, but we are in search of jnanam.
Correct.
If that is so, there is nothing required in this earth that you have to do. Yes. Because you have some some sankalpa you have made to do something in some previous birth. According to that sankalpa, you are here now. now from the day one you can drop even that sankalpa also. That means a purely uneducated person from the day one is not exposed to any of this so-called knowledge or word or exchange of anything. He can be, can I say he is like in the stage of realized person?
No, it doesn't work that way because the thoughts are coming, right? We are only looking from outside. We are not
How
looking
that
from.
person will get a thought? Because that's also trained. See,
No.
early age, he's hungry. Okay, now you are feeding something to him. Mother will feed. After that, don't expose that person for anything.
Okay.
What will happen to that mind? Because there is no desire then. If you see only, the desire will start.
No.
Internal, something will start coming
No,
out.
irrespective of whether you give something.
That is ignorance, right?
Yes, that is ignorance.
Yeah, my question is that is ignorance or that is jnanam?
No, that is ignorance. Number one. Number two is that the five senses are going to function with whatever objects you get at that point in time.
See, now this so-called hormones, it creates some what you call some memory inside. So because of the hormones, he is having, in addition to his basic hunger, now he will have hunger for knowledge. He will have hunger for opposite this one sex, and so many things will happen. Is it not the hormone-related problems there?
No, the copulation thing is already embedded in the human mind. It's not anything to do with hormone. The chittas already have that impression. So even though he is a kadu prani, also he will do.
Yeah, because the sense, the Jnanendriya is life, the senses are life. So meaning sense objects are there around him. Sense Jnanendriya is there and they have their own intelligence.
Correct.
So it will start forming its own this one, and with the previous chitta which he has got, he will find an existence with the way everybody will be finding. Now he is not exposed to anything, perhaps will not come into picture at all, because if he should not be exposed to anything, then you have to kill all the Jnanendriyas. Only then he will not be exposed to anything.
Which cannot happen. So there were.
Which cannot happen.
Yeah, and there were people in the past, but just a second, there are people in the past who used to torture their eyes and ears and nose and tongue and all that, skin and all that. They wanted to destroy. There are a lot of these agori, they do that. They used to do that. But even then they cannot get mukti. Shankara has said that by doing any one of these, you will not get mukti. You cannot cut off the senses nor the sense objects. You cannot remove the tanmatra, you cannot remove the jnana indriya. The ignorance, avidya, is going to be there. That jnana indriya is part of the jnana which is already there. You are not creating a jnana on your own. It is already there. Just like Padma Shri said, it is already there. You are not generating anything new. It's there. So what would happen for this person, what we say exposure, within quotes, if we say exposure, what we are saying is that he is not exposed to our way of living. Just like we were not aware when we were born that we are going to be like this. So he will be aware of whatever way he is there. He has been brought up there. And there are a lot of tribes. So if I go to Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland, they don't wear clothes. There's not a single piece of cloth on either a man or a woman. Then you mean to say that they're already released? No. They're enjoying sex. They're enjoying family life. They're having their own customs. They're having their own rituals. They found what all to be done. So it doesn't really matter. There are 132 tribes in Arunachal Pradesh alone. Out of it, 68 tribes don't wear clothes. It doesn't matter. So they are not civilized to wear clothes. Fine, fair enough. But that doesn't mean that they are not copulating, they are not enjoying, they are not eating, they are not doing anything. They are doing to whatever they have. So they hunt. See, we hunt for project, they hunt for animals. Okay, and they have a feast and we have an office party. So all remaining everything is same, right? There's no difference. We are calling it by something else. But basically it's all the same.
Okay, one more question. This is related to we generally think that it is me and other things is outside. For example, so US is different, Singapore is different, and whatever you see outside, it's a different. Somewhere I read yesterday in Mankuti Manakaga, you should not think that way because there's nothing called different. For example, you take example of sun. You and sun both are same. Because without sunlight, without that energy, your existence is not there. Maybe your chitta is in your body or maybe occupied, whatever, but it's inclusive of sun. Without sun, you cannot exist even 1 hour. So that means you really what you are means don't look at all these rules, regulations of country or anything. The whole Vishwa is that Vishwa is you.
Correct.
That is what I think. Somewhere I saw one Kagga telling that is what exactly you are. But you are separating yourself that is not you are. That is a problem.
Correct. See, this individual wants to establish himself, and there is birth and death. The moment this person understands that all that what is in the world is himself that, then he merges himself with the reality. That's all what it is. See, now as an example, COVID-19, if we take, we call China created this or some country created this and they're spreading because there is me and others. I should not die, others should die. No problem. If they want to create, let them create, but why they are making us suffer? But in reality, there is no I and mine and them. It's all the same. So without sun, nobody can exist, and sun also cannot exist without us. So it is a combination, meaning...
Correct. That's what exactly explained there. Without us, even is not
yes, so
exist.
Without birds and insects and animals, human existence also will not be there. Similarly, what we called as world cycle, they also will not exist without these. So they are interrelated because they are part of the same existence. There is no separate existences. So it is a foolishness in a human mind to believe that he is an Indian or a Pakistani or a Chinese or a Asian or American or whatever it is, and then calling themselves as I am from this religion, this creed and this caste and this tradition and this way of living and that way of living. Because the more he divides himself, the worser the life it's going to be because it's all inclusive. The person who is doing that is a consciousness. The mind doesn't know that consciousness is the one which is giving energy to all of this. So the moment a person comes to know it is that pure awareness which is doing it, then this individual is dropped. So there is no longer an individual soul existing within the body.
So is there something called, now we are always thinking of spiritual journey is the inner journey. External is that Panchendriyas, and that is which is inert. But actually there is nothing called inert in that case because external and internal, when both are everything is same, that is samatvam yoga muchyate. That means everything is one. The moment you have that feeling, that is enlightenment. Is it so?
Yes, that is enlightenment, and that is what is called as Aham Brahmasmi.
It's inclusive of external. So far I was thinking it is only internal.
No, the thing is this way. The external are only 5 elements. They don't die nor they come into existence like what we think.
And they also don't exist unless you have that internal Brahman, right?
Correct.
So they also go together.
Yes, they both go together. So when you know you are Brahman, that is inclusive of that. And this is a very difficult part to understand in Advaita.
Yes.
So people might be born as Advaiti, but they might not get into this state of realization that these 5 elements, they think it is unreal. No, it is real, but also existing because of that Brahman.
Yes.
They don't have a separate existence apart from consciousness. So when the world is said, it is a play of 5 elements and 1 consciousness. So when the dissolution, it's again 5 elements getting merged with the Brahman. So there is no existence, but it's still existence. There is existence without the world existence, the world cycle. But still there is existence. That will not change. Then again the world will collapse, the world will start to produce again. So again it comes with the 5 elements. So there is existence. But still there is existence. So existence is the only reality. And existence is there because of Chit, which is awareness. And it's always Ananda. It doesn't care whether floods happen, volcano happen, this happen, that happen, because it is unconcerned about it. It just gives energy. It doesn't do anything other than giving energy. So the matter keeps on changing its form from one to another. It becomes water, it becomes earth, it becomes air, it becomes fire, and it becomes space. That's all. And that realization that it's only consciousness with 5 elements is called as enlightenment.
Yes, correct.
So now you are enlightened to reality. Whether you experience or not is secondary, but now you are enlightened to reality. It's only
the clarity about reality is becoming better and better now.
Yeah, so it's 5 elements and one consciousness, one single undivided consciousness. So there can't be anything called as a country or a nation or this or that or world or whatever. Whatever exists is within that existence only. Avyakta and Vyakta both are in that.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we can take Lata's question on 9 stages of sadhaka.
9 stages of sadhaka. Okay.
Yeah.
So yesterday I managed to write down all the 9.
Okay. Good.
So now what I've done is that I've kept a book. So wherever we end, I'm writing it.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when you try from this, when you say that body is object, mind is an object, intellect is an object, and all that, and you try to observe, so all that, including your own body and other things, how do you know that it is not your ego watching? And how do you differentiate between that ego and awareness?
Very nice question. So this is what I do, Lata. Maybe you can try it out. So what is awareness? Now when I am moving my leg, this movement is created by air, not because of me.
Yeah.
And it is, if I now have kept my feet down, so there is cold felt in my leg. I did not create this cold.
Mm.
It's there, right?
Right.
So who is feeling it? Just think. There is no I to feel.
Mm.
That's all. That is awareness. See, I've kept my leg down. Just for conventional purposes, I am saying as a language, syntax, I am saying that I have kept my leg down because that is the only way I can explain.
Yeah, correct.
And I have to keep on adding I because then this is the first person. Or I have to say this first person kept the leg down.
So you can just say leg is down.
Or I can say leg is down. Now the question comes, whose leg is down?
Yeah. So that's what I'm just trying to
see
how to differentiate.
Yes, the only way to differentiate, Lata, is that you close your eyes and you look at your breath and just ask this question, who is breathing? Just ask this question. Breathing is a process. There is no I in the breathing, correct?
Correct.
So we have how many systems? We have respiratory system, we have digestive system, we have excretory system. Let us take these three systems. They are systems, right?
Yes.
They have their own dharma. The dharma of breath is to take inhale, exhale. I did not create. Then the dharma of excretory system, apana vayu, job is to throw all the dirt outside.
Yeah.
This also I did not create. Digestive system, the samana vayu, vyana vayu, job is to cook the food. That also I did not. So in these three systems, I can see that it is just a process and I have no control over it. I need to just observe that. Then this ego will not be there at that time. It just disappears.
Yeah. It has to disappear by itself.
It will disappear. If you try this for few days, who is touching the floor? Who is keeping this hand on the desk? Who is writing? Who is watching? Who is standing? Who is sitting? Just ask this question: who am I? Like what Ramana Maharshi did, we can do individually also. It works. It beautifully works. You will see it is just the awareness. You see, keeping the foot down is just an awareness. Now I have become aware, this aware that it is cold. It's not that I have become cold, right?
Yeah. So that is what I was thinking. Once the moment that you become aware that it is cold, that means the mind has come into play already, and then said that recognize that it is cold. Then it is no longer awareness.
No, this cold is something which is felt, right?
Yeah, correct. It is felt.
But it is not felt by the mind. So you have to really practice it, Lata.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Even
Only
when you take it as some bird crying, so when you identify that bird, then immediately the mind and ego has come.
Correct. See, now what I'm trying to say, Lata, is that you cannot supersede the mind.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's not possible. You can cleanse the mind. That is possible. The video what you sent about the Sarva Priyananda in the morning, it is about cleaning the mind.
Correct.
Through devotion, through idol, through this and through that, you are cleaning the mind so that the consciousness will fall on the mind.
Yeah.
On the chitta. So when you practice that, you are only touching, you are only seeing, you are only smelling and tasting and all that, mind will get rid of I am touching, I am feeling, I am seeing and all that.
Okay, so all these practices, meditation and this devotion and all is just to get rid of this I.
Yes. All that is done only for that. If you already done removed I, then you don't require anything.
Correct. So then it is all these are to trick the mind to get rid of that I.
Yes, because through mind only you can experience reality. You cannot experience reality without you, because you yourself is a reality.
Yeah, correct.
And the instrument is the mind.
So we cannot get rid of the mind. Another anyway is understood.
So now how everybody approaches the problem is, Shankara or Buddha or Jain or whatever it is they first look at the body. Who is the body? Okay, that is called as Shravana and Manana. They clearly observe that there is no thing called as a body. Then when they come to practice Nididhyasana, the treasure is found. What is this treasure? The light is shining on the mind. That light is the treasure. So then through mind, they disown the mind. Because they already disowned the body. See, now this COVID-19, who is getting affected? Actually,
it's getting affected in the body.
Exactly. Well, why is a person worrying over it because he has to take the pain and he wants to establish, he wants to live.
Yeah.
So he wants a separate existence apart from the original existence, correct?
Correct.
So there is always fear of dissolution.
Hmm.
What if a person is a Siddha? He has actually seen what it is. Would he fear?
No, there won't be any fear. Once you have become Siddha, there is no fear at all. Absolutely no
Now
fear.
he understands the dissolution and coming back is part of karma, not that he wishes to come back or he wishes to stay.
Hmm.
He has no role, right? Even today,
Correct.
Lata, we don't have any role to say that I will not get COVID or I will get COVID.
Right. Correct.
If karma is not suitable for you to get it, you will never get it. If karmically it is suitable to get it, irrespective of what they do, they'll get it. By meditating on COVID, they're only making it sure that it comes faster than what it should have been.
Yeah, but the whole world is meditating on COVID.
Yes, so they are getting engulfed by that. If they had not done this, whatever they are doing today, just taken action without really worrying it over, world would have been a different place today. But the human mind is not like that. They want to get rid of something which they think shouldn't exist, which means they are giving enough energy for its existence. So it exists. Because existence doesn't care whether it's a good existence or a bad existence. It is just existence. So it is up to us in our mind to make sure that we don't meditate on wrong things. Because you are calling karma. Meaning I am calling new karma. Prarabdha karma says that you are not supposed to get any one of these because you are strong. But sanchita karma I can create, right?
Yeah.
And if the environment is right, it will manifest. It's avyakta and vyakta, right?
Correct. Correct.
And now I can't say no, I didn't expect this to happen. I've already meditated enough on that. So it manifests. Just like I meditated to have a company which will work on the Himalayas. So I had 10 years of Himalayas. That became a reality. Even though I didn't have any association with anything. Same thing with everything.
But taking precautionary measures, will that fall under meditation about the
No.
existence of COVID?
No. You are just doing the karya. There is no karma.
No, but you do that karya only because you remember that, yes, you could be exposed to it. That is why you're taking it.
No, if you then you have a problem. But if you just do because you have to do it, then there is no karma.
No, you're doing it because you have to do it only because you know that if you don't do it, there is a possibility.
Yeah, it is like this.
Otherwise, otherwise you wouldn't do it also. Right? If you're not really thinking about it at all, you will become inert to the whole thing. Meaning,
yes.
Somebody telling that you have to wear a mask, somebody telling that you have to wash your hands, or all somebody telling something, right?
Correct. That is, I agree. So we have to then apply what Bhagavad Gita talks about. You have to do your assigned role. So in this role, in this drama, you are supposed to.
You have to be conscious that if you don't do all these things, there is a good possibility. Right?
Yes,
that is what I'm asking.
Yes, that's correct. So you do it without getting concerned. See, there are two ways of doing it, Padma Shri. One way of doing it is becoming concerned and wearing it. One just wearing it.
You don't have concern, but you are cognizant of the fact that if you don't do it, there is a possibility.
Yes.
Otherwise, you wouldn't.
Yes,
you wouldn't do it at all because you don't care for anything that is around you.
Exactly.
So if you're not conscious of anything around you, then perhaps you wouldn't even think about this one, right?
In the same way, like when you go to the job, there is a possibility of getting fired. So you will do job what is required. Simple, right? They both are same. See, we learn skill set because we have this innate fear that I might be asked to leave. So in order to take that risk, I'm doing it. So again, I can do in two ways. One, just do it. That is what the karma phala sannyasa is all about. Or I can worry and do it. When I worry,
that subtlety is what I'm asking. See, it is not the awareness, because awareness should be there, because you could be fired if you're not updating your skills.
correct.
Okay, that awareness should be there, but that fear should not be there. That is
Fear
a subtle
should not.
difference.
Yes.
If you don't have that awareness and keep on saying that I will do what I am knowing now, and if I'm getting fired, it is still okay, because even after doing all these things, you could get fired. It's okay.
Yes.
But I'm not looking at it because I'm getting fired. It is only because in that role, I have to perform. So
Yes.
as long as I've taken that role, I have to perform. So for performance, whatever I will require, I'll have to do.
Exactly. So now the new role, what we have got is that you need to protect yourself from attack. So you need to wear, and you wear. That's all. So then there is no karma.
Okay.
Wow, we are 1 hour, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Good.
Yeah. Good question answer sessions.
Yes.
So this is Manana. So you keep on asking questions and clarify your doubts.
Yes. So now we have done that.
Yeah, correct. So we are doing Shravana and Manana together.
Yes.
Very useful.
Should we continue or end?
Maybe you can do it tomorrow. I have to join another meeting.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Vilas.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Vilas.
Bye.
Good day.
Good day.